for us to fucking settle the ship, you know, because the seas are fucking raging right now. For us to fucking settle the ship, he's gonna put a bunch of shit on me so he can get everything else good. Because I'm right in the fucking middle of our whole big ass area. Like I got all the businesses, all that shit.
Yeah.
And the biggest fucking route. So he's giving me more fucking area and all that shit. And I'm like, dude, fuck. Herculean effort to just, okay, I understand what you're doing. And I'm going to hold it together until you can fucking settle this ship, get more people in here and get probably like 2 more fucking trucks. And I'm just going to try to hold this motherfucker together. And then I'll give it like a month and I'm going to go, dude. What the fuck?
So you're averaging 180 stops.
Like almost
right
300
now,
boxes every fucking
300
day.
boxes. Once you get that area added to you, were you expecting like...
No, dude.
A
We
lot
already
more
got the
stops.
area. I ain't even supposed to have... So right before all this bullshit... I was supposed to get the whole university drive, like all that shit taken off my shit. And I ain't even supposed to have the apartments either. Like those 3 gigantic fucking apartments on Absent Pike. Huge fucking complexes. I ain't supposed to have like... I ain't supposed to have like none of that shit. And now that all this shit is like hitting the fan, it's just... all this shit has got pushed onto me, and I'm like, I understand what you're doing because we're going through some bullshit right now, but come the fuck on.
You got a guy that quit and a guy that put in his 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All within the last week.
Yeah. Jeez. And I'm like, dude. What the? And then Michelle's like dying actively. She's like 50-something, and she's lost like 60 pounds. She has no gallbladder, by the way. And she's lost like 60 pounds in the past fucking month. And she's starting to piss blood now. And I'm like, Michelle, you need to go to the fucking ER because your fucking kidneys are probably failing. She's going to the doctor today. And I was like, this has been going on for 2 months. It might be fucking too late. If she dies, that's another employee gone. I hate to say it like that, but what the fuck?
Yeah. Damn, hopefully she gets that sorted out. That's rough.
Yeah.
Like, how long has she been losing weight?
Like 2 months. And like, she... Every time she
the first 20 pounds, I'd have been like, I need to go to the doctor.
Here's what's fucked up. I think every time she's went to the doctor's like,
it's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's a pill.
Yeah, probably. But I'm like, dude, if I lost like 40 or 50 pounds and was like pissing blood, I would go to the ER and be like, dude, there's something wrong with me. Do not tell me there's fucking something not fucking wrong with me. You know what I'm saying?
Get some x-rays, get some,
I was like, do
work.
whatever you fucking can because there's something fucking going on.
That's rough.
And if you're pissing blood, that means your kidneys are fucking failing. Correct?
I'm not.
You're bleeding
I'm
internally,
not a doctor.
but I'm saying you're bleeding internally somewhere.
There's something getting into your urine bladder.
You're bleeding internally.
Something's going on.
If you're pissing blood, you're bleeding internally somewhere. And I'm like, dude, I'd just go to the fucking ER. We'll figure it out, dude. I left that motherfucker since he put in his 2 weeks. He's running my ride today. I left that motherfucker on the barely any fuel, probably barely enough to fucking even make it to the gas station. And I cracked both doors to where it looks like they're closed, but like, they roll because they're on the roll things. I cracked them and it looks like they're closed. So as soon as he takes off and like hits his brakes, they're just going to slam fucking shut at full speed. And I left the radio cranked as loud as it could fucking go. So as soon as he does this in the morning to crank the shit, it's just going to be blasting static.
So he's had a chaotic morning.
Yeah. I done that shit on purpose.
I've decided I'm going to cause problems on purpose today.
Don't put in your 2 weeks, dude. I will sabotage you the next day. But that, he left me on empty a bunch, so fuck it. Hilarious.
So how's that going to change your schedule?
I'm off I have the same schedule next week for now. Off Tuesday and Friday again. There's no telling. I bet you after next week, I'm probably going to be on like 6-7 days a week again. And I'm going to ask for a raise since I'm having to do all this shit.
And 2 people left.
Yeah. And honestly, if he gives me a raise and I just work that much, I really don't give a shit because my checks will be huge.
There you go. See how it
I don't mind
goes.
working. Yeah. But
I'm just glad to be back home.
Yeah.
My week was nuts.
You were at that humongous facility.
Mm-hmm. Again.
Was that like, is that like a gigantic, humongous facility in the middle of nowhere?
I think it's a hydro and natural gas plant.
Is it like in the middle of fucking nowhere too?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a 45-minute drive plus just to get there from the hotel.
You sent me that Snapchat where it was like, dude, this is just one corner of this place.
Yeah, it's just one corner of the facility.
And it was like, fucking what, like 25 acres?
And that's just where the buildings are. They own like all of that land back behind them. Like it's hundreds, potentially even thousands of acres.
What were y'all doing?
We just had really big exhaust fans to turn on.
Just turn them on?
Well, we had to wire some stuff into them. TVA had put in some like starters to like start the fans, and they wanted to have like all the buttons so they could do stuff with it. This whole time we thought we were wiring it up to the motors. We've got little relays that we put in to control it from our stuff. Whole time we thought we were putting them in the motors, and we finally got started on it, got the rest of the stuff out of the way, and started on these fans. 480 volts, and we've got 120 volt relays, and I thought, this is not going in the fan. Turns out we had to put it in the starter, so we had to redo all the conduit and stuff just to get it down into the starter. Was supposed to have been out of there like Wednesday afternoon at the latest, if everything was going to go as smoothly as we thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
No, we were there all 3 nights.
Yeah, when you
And a 4-hour drive back.
when you make plans, God laughs, dude.
I got ill yesterday though. We had it all planned out. Everything was going to go perfect. Perfect.
Oh, so like you planned it out for that last day?
Yeah, we had the whole day. It was good. The morning was
for that last day.
perfect.
You were like, "This is going to be great."
Yes,
We're good.
The morning work was, as soon as we got there, we had 10 minutes worth of work on 2 of the fans. We got 4 fans left. We had like 10 minutes of work to do. It was ready for us. 10 minutes into the day, we're done with 2 of them. I was like, fuck yeah, we're getting out of here so early. We're going to drive home. It's going to be great. Got to the next ones. Waited for the electricians to fix it. Had to pull some new wire. Got it all wired up. Good to go. Clicked the command on the computer to turn them on. Nothing. And I went. And just looked at my lights that weren't on and went, I'm pissed. Of course, the last 2 things that we had, that has been so simple. Once it was ready for us and we got it wired up, it's so easy. Just click, click, comes on. Great. It's been so easy up to this point. And then the last 2 on the last
What was
day.
wrong with them?
The controller that we wired up our wires to has outputs on it. It sends 24 volts out to the little relay to close the contact, power the fan. The 2 outputs that put out 24 volts on that controller, the only 2 we needed, by the way, were fried. They didn't work. We had to replace the controller.
Did you go out and buy some and then fucking...
No. This whole facility has what's called VAVs in it.
Yeah.
And they just control a certain space, an office or a closet or something. So we took another one out, put that program in it for the exhaust fans, just swapped them. So this one is just cooling a space. It doesn't have anything on the outputs, and this one does. So we just flopped them, put the program in it, fan started right up, and we left. It was a mess. But home now.
Yeah.
I was so happy to be home, and today's been great. I cleaned the whole house.
You want to hear another hilarious story that happened this week? A cat, one of the neighbors' cat, a black cat, broke into our house. We didn't even know it
Got
was
into
there.
the house.
It
Probably
was-
through the garage.
It was there for 2 days. Yeah, because my sister leaves the fucking garage door open and sits in her car. My dad was asking me 2 days ago. He was like, "Did you fuck up the laundry room?" He was like, "There was shit everywhere in there." My lamp was knocked over in my room. Whenever I got home, my alarm clock was on the floor, and my room smelled like fucking cat piss.
Oh,
I
no.
was pissed, dude. I was
Oh,
like,
no.
"What the fuck?" And my dad was like, "Dude, there was a fucking cat in our house. He shit in the laundry room, pissed in my room somewhere. I fucking sprayed shit everywhere. I tried to clean all that shit. I washed my sheets. I was
Look
like, what
for
the
it.
fuck?"
Look for it in the carpet.
The cat ran off somewhere. I was like, dude, what the fuck? A cat fucking broke into our fucking house. We were wondering what the fuck is going on.
The door to the house in the garage got left open. That's all it took.
Dude, my room smelled like fucking straight cat piss. I was spraying like fabric softener everywhere. I washed my sheets. I done every fucking thing I could. I was like, dude, what the fuck? It literally smelled like a fucking locker room. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, there's nothing worse than smell cat piss.
I was pissed. I was so fucking pissed. I was like, I swear to God, if I ever see that. And my dad, he was sitting on the front porch after he got the cat out that day. This was yesterday. He was sitting there with the fucking BB gun, just like, if I see that motherfucker, I'm firing his ass the fuck up, dude.
Sitting there with a little Red Ryder BB gun that probably
Literally
won't do anything to that cat.
The same one whenever we were kids that we allegedly used at the top of that tree to just those little silver pellets.
Yes. Stupid.
Dude, I shot a squirrel with that thing, and the squirrel just was like...
Yeah, they'll just look at you like, are you serious?
And it just ran off, and I was like, what the fuck?
It is not meant to kill anything. It's just meant to scare. I mean, you could probably get a songbird with it if you were that kind of person, which I admit when I was a kid, I did a couple times.
Yeah.
Always felt so bad.
Yeah, I shot one.
Because I was like, I didn't expect to hit you.
Yeah, I shot one before, and I was like,
yeah.
Oh.
Cried over it, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
It's not mean to get, and I felt so bad.
I only killed one, and I was like, I want to do this again. That was so mean. Because I shot it, and it was sitting there, and it was still breathing, like real hard, and there was blood coming out of its mouth, and I was like,
yeah.
Oh.
Your worst. That's how you know you're not a psychopath.
Yeah.
I
felt so bad.
I can't do this.
Dude, that's like those kids. Ain't that how you find like serial killers whenever they're young? Like
yeah, they torture animals.
Dude.
They torture animals.
There was that one kid that done that. Whenever, what was his name? He's probably in fucking jail now. He was a heavyset kid. I forget his name, but I remember that. Allegedly, that dude, Ricky, that we went to high school with, you remember the dude that shot himself in the head? Yeah. Allegedly. I wonder if dude actually killed him. Because he was the one that like tortured animals and was like trying to be an arsonist and shit whenever we were young.
Yeah, I don't know.
And there was like a whole situation too, because he waited like hours to call the police and shit. I remember that whole situation. I was like, that's weird.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. Why did
It's crazy. I mean, you never know. You never know. It could be anybody. You just, if you know what the signs are.
And they say a lot of serial killers now are like over-the-road truckers. And they kill like the weak people's society, like prostitutes, homeless people, shit like that. And
that's
it's really
weird.
easy. And it's like the only way to like get away with...
Because you're constantly moving.
Yeah, you could just fucking straight up kill somebody, throw them out the side of your fucking truck, and by the time they find the body, you're probably halfway across the fucking country again. Mm-hmm. And it'd be nearly impossible now to kill. And because people got phones and all that shit now, it'd be impossible to fucking kill somebody now.
Yeah, you can't be unless you're just really fucking good. You can't be like a stationary psychopath in today's world. You're going to get found pretty quick. Because people catch on. People
and
catch on to
doorbells and all that shit.
Yeah, like there's so much surveillance. Like, it's not going to be long. You're going to get caught.
Yeah.
Unless you're really fucking good and you've picked your location or whatever that's just perfect
They
for
say
you.
the best way to do it, now look, I don't even know where I heard this, is to just literally walk with a gun to fucking somebody's house, have like a mask, or like not like a mask, but like a hoodie, all that shit. Go up to their front door, knock on their door, shoot them in their fucking head right there at their front door, and just leave.
That is awful.
They say that's the best way to do it.
To just be so blatant. Like,
if you need to kill somebody, they say that's the way to do it.
I'm going to need a good reason.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a good reason.
Well, if I ever really actually had to kill somebody, I would be like, I'm just going to go to... I would have to be so pissed to be like...
Yeah.
They would have to do something insanely terrible.
Something evil.
Yeah, and you're like, dude, I got to kill this dude.
Yeah.
So you're straight up just going to be like, I'm just going to go to fuck... I'm going to get my revenge, and I'm just going to go to fucking jail, I guess. Fuck it. Like that dude that... remember his kid...
Yeah, because there's going to be like half my family involved.
Remember that dude that his kid got molested? and he showed up at the airport, and all the news things were there, and he was sitting there acting like he was on the phone, and he was the dad of the kid that got molested. And as soon as they were trying to bring him, he just pulls out his revolver and just shoots the fucking pedophile in the head right there on the right in front of like all the news cameras and all that shit.
I've seen that.
And everybody grabs him and they're like, "Why would you do this?" And he was like, "I had to fucking do it, dude."
Yeah. Oof. There was a lady that did
And
it too.
And the dude, they usually don't get prosecuted for something like that either. Like, because the jury's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
we're not going to convict him.
Because everybody's like, oh, why? I mean, we know why you did it, but why?
And they're like, well, 6 months probation, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, house arrest for a little while. No thanks.
Because if you were a lawyer, you could just claim, well, you literally could claim like the whole, he went insane for a little bit because his child got molested. And, like my client's child got molested.
Yeah, I mean, that would probably be one of the easiest defense cases ever.
Yeah, you could just be like, he's literally just blacked out with anger and done what anybody else would do.
Does the defense have any opening statements? Yeah.
Sir, my client was pissed.
He was pissed. He had to. Can you blame him?
He was like, sir, did you actually do it? Yeah, I did.
Yeah. There's the video right there. That's me.
And the jury just goes,
Yeah. I mean, the only way you can get prosecuted for something like that is if the family of whoever it was is like so mad at you for doing it that they come after you legally.
you know,
That would be a mess.
changing topics. This is another thing.
Hard shift.
It has something kind of to do with it, but here's another hilarious thing that the CEO of Blackwater, do you know that like private security firm?
Mm-hmm.
He tweeted, real American patriots need to, you know, those pallets of bricks that they're leaving out in LA. Real American patriots need to go with guns and defend those pallets of bricks until the police get there. And I was like, do you know what would fucking happen if people did that? That would literally cause like a race war.
Inciting violence. That's inciting fights.
That would cause like fucking race war immediately. They'd be like, look at these white MAGA dudes fucking shooting all these Mexican people trying to grab these rocks. Like, just so the news could just shit on, cause more stir.
Yeah.
Dude, why would somebody tweet that shit?
Let's just stir the pot.
What a dick.
Just stir the soup. See what happens.
And what we were talking about before, because I'm going to just bring this shit up again. Every one of those Israel fucking, all of our politicians that were like,
that screenshot of it.
We prayed for Israel.
The name of the politician, what state they are. And it's just an endless list of we pray for Israel.
And every top comment is at Grok. How much did this person receive from AIPAC? And it's just, all of them have received like hundreds of thousands of dollars from the fucking lobbyist group. So they're just all immediately got their fucking pants pulled down. Just like, dude, you saw. And then the one, God, I can't even say that one, but it's so funny, dude. The dude got paid $9. He sold us out for a sandwich.
He had received $9.55 from AIPAC.
Yeah, and was like, oh,
pray for Israel. God. He went to Jimmy John's. I don't even think you get a sandwich at Jimmy John's for that.
First of all, and then I sent you those screenshots. They attacked the USS Liberty to try to goad us into helping them with the 6 Days War back in like the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And then I seen that screenshot that somebody posted of the Talmud, like what they say about us in the Talmud.
I seen that.
That's pretty ridiculous.
I don't know how real that was.
That's real.
I've not actually read that. So
I seen another clip. If you hold a cross up, a Christian cross in Israel, and just stand there, they will either spit at you or spit at your feet as they're all passing. And I've seen a video of it. Yeah, they hate us.
Why?
I don't. And here's the other thing.
I guess that's all right. That begins my research.
They don't even.
What's the issue here? I need to be more educated on this. If this is going to turn into an issue,
it's a huge. It's always a huge issue.
Because I mean, this is. I'm over here and they're over there, so it typically doesn't affect me at all.
And then they send the dude Jeffrey Epstein over here, controlled by Ghislaine
I
Maxwell.
knew there was some
to
intertwining in there.
He was Mossad, Israeli intelligence, to get dirt on all of our politicians. And you know, AIPAC, too, is the only lobby from a foreign country that we allow in America. The American Israel Reliance or whatever. They're the only country that gets to give money to every fucking body. And they cause so many fucking problems over there in the Middle East. I said we should preemptively strike Israel just so they'd stop doing all this shit.
I don't think we need to be striking anybody.
I know. That's what I'm saying, but they keep causing all these fucking problems. If we just got rid of them, I think we'd be all right. Allegedly. Oh, dude, how about isolationist? How about we just stop fucking... How about we just stop fucking giving all these people... God, we were just talking about that shit on Friday the 13th about Eisenhower and the military-industrial complex and how they want to make a ton of fucking money, and they keep doing it all over and over and over and
fires
over
everywhere and say you have the solution.
And they did it again, dude. And how's Israel out here, like, posting videos? They're like, you blew up our hospitals. They just destroyed Gaza. And now they're trying to play the victim. Like they're fucking, like it matters if their hospitals get blown up too. What the fuck? Dude, Kanye was ahead of his time.
I cannot wrap my head around it.
Dude, the military-industrial complex, foreign lobbies, they're just going to keep fucking trying to get us to make money. And I think Tucker was right. If Trump gets goaded into this shit, this will ruin his fucking presidency. Because everybody's against this shit right now. You know he sees all this shit.
He has to.
You know he sees.
If you're the president of the United States of America.
That everybody and their mother saying, dude, we do not want nothing to fucking do with these wars. Stop. You know he sees that shit. And Tucker's right. If this motherfucker gets us involved in another Middle Eastern war, everybody that basically is like us will turn on him and say, dude, we're done with you. You're just like fucking everybody else.
I was fixing to make a statement about if you're going to be the president of the United States, you have to be the type of person that is capable of seeing what your country feels like when it comes to your decisions.
Oh, you know he sees it. You know he sees all that shit on X.
If history is to teach me anything about the way society has behaved over these last few years, there is such a disconnect between our government and our politicians.
And the mainstream media,
people, there's a disconnect.
And the mainstream media, like the propaganda arm of like the government, basically, like our propaganda, like Fox News, CNN, all that shit. You see how they're trying to turn it to try to get the like that clip I sent you earlier, that blonde haired lady trying to say, we can't be like Joe Biden. You know, he was an isolationist. Dude, Joe Biden started the fucking whole bullshit in Ukraine, bitch.
No. What we are watching,
they're trying to turn it. And, dude, they're getting exposed immediately, dude. All the comments are like, dude, stop trying to fucking lie straight to our face. We see you.
Well, the biggest thing that I see is that the news, anything that's public and on the internet and is causing a stir, you're listening to the radicals on either end of the spectrum. They're the only ones that feel like they need to get on the microphone and start yelling about something. It's just the furthest you can get on either side. Blue or red, Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter.
But they want to go to war. Both sides do.
Yeah. And it's not like they're...
But the rest of the country...
They're a subset.
On Twitter, at least on my shit, all the top comments are like, we see you, stop.
There are a few accounts out there that are really good about playing the middleman and exposing all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But that's such a small number that it doesn't get enough attention.
It does right now. You see what fucking is happening, though. They're not... If this would have been 10, 15 years ago before social media, we would already be goaded in a war in the Middle East right now with Iran. I guarantee we would. If it wasn't for social media and the way that these people... And I guess podcast and the internet, basically... This is preventing because there's already there was no way back then for public outrage to be like, hey, what the fuck?
It was a little bit easier to brainwash. It was a little bit easier to isolate your country into what you wanted them to hear. And then over the years, we've progressively gotten more open on the internet. And
they would have never let us have the internet if they knew that this is how it was going to be.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. If they could have told the future and been like, "Is this going to ruin us?" They would have never let us have it.
Dude, now in today's world, they can't get away with. It's like, dude, you remember being like 14, 15, and your dad would have like Fox News on, and you'd believe like a lot of the shit.
I thought it was the news,
and I was like, holy shit, it's the news. And then you like look at clips like I seen you earlier now, and you're like, did I really believe this?
Yeah, it's just blatantly like.
CNN got
sprinkles of truth.
CNN and like the whole left wing mainstream media, they got destroyed years ago.
Yeah, they ruined their reputation years ago.
Now the whole right wing mainstream media like Fox News and shit, now they're getting their fucking
now they are starting to lose their shit. They're gonna start ruining their reputation.
Tucker almost seen that shit coming. You think that's one of the reasons why he didn't really leave, but like he got fired because remember,
and he was okay with it.
Towards the end of his shit, you remember he was like. He's last couple episodes, he was like, I think the CIA, he was basically saying, I think the CIA and Mossad fucking killed JFK. He was like, and then they were like, we got to get this dude out of here, dude.
Yeah, he could see through them, and he had seen it coming for a long time. Because it wasn't long into his new show or like his standalone, is it a podcast or is it a show?
It's a podcast. He just does that shit on the internet.
Yeah, like he just does it. I don't even know.
It's like independent journalism.
I guess it's on Spotify, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like just an independent journalist. He just,
yeah. One of the most hilarious ones was like a week or two after he left Fox or got fired from Fox, he had that dude on that allegedly sucked Obama's dick. You remember that dude?
Yes.
No, that's good fucking content right there.
He had heard enough rumors and enough stories. He's like, I'm just going to start looking into this stuff.
Yeah.
Because this is not working out.
And I guess he might have noticed, too, you can make a shitload of money just doing your own independent journalism instead of having to stick to the whole strict.
Especially since he had created such a reputation for himself on Fox.
They got to stick to a script, basically. He exposed Fox again the other day. He was like, Fox is, all they do is just manipulate elderly people. That's all he fucking, I was like, it's true. He was like, literally, that's all it is. And have you know, dude, here's what, like boomers, I've noticed too, they love Israel and they love it. And I'm like, I guarantee you it's because they fucking aren't on the internet. They just watch the actual news and like read the newspaper and shit, and they just don't get it.
Well, they also come from a different time and a different generation where society may have actually not been as bad.
And they probably,
there was still shit going on.
Yeah, but back then they watched the news and they were like, this is the news. They wouldn't lie to me.
Yeah. Well, they grew up in a time where it was, you could trust most, if not everything.
You just get straight propagandized, dude.
You know, you get given this certain sense of security and safety in society and the way that the world's working and everybody's hunky-dory, and we're not telling you that we're, bombing here, bombing there, doing this, doing that, creating these organizations, creating these NGOs, creating that.
If you really think about it, though, all this exposed shit, like about the mainstream media and the whole propaganda arm of the government and shit, really started whenever Trump first ran in like 15 and 16.
That's where it started getting rough. But I think you could...
Because he demolished the mainstream media whenever he first came in. He came in and was like, hey, all these people... Remember whenever he stood there on stage and was like, hey, all these people are getting paid, I'm not getting paid, and the crowd booed. And he was like, oh, that's all the donors out there that actually pay these fucking guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like... That was like the first time where people were like, yo.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. You can do that? And then, remember the whole fake news thing, which ended up being the true as fuck.
Mm.
And then COVID was enough. I keep forgetting COVID happened.
It seems like such a blur.
And they tried to fucking propagandize the whole country.
Yeah.
That was the pharmaceutical lobbies and the pharmaceutical companies that were paying all these mainstream media places to say, hey, you need to take our fucking drugs. so they can make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, 2020 to 2022 was just a freaking blur to me. Like all of that stuff going on, and that's when I was like really paying attention.
That basically is what ended them. Was how hard that they pushed the propaganda for all that shit.
It had been tilting for a while, but that's where it started falling.
And once it's over, like now, I don't believe any fucking thing they say, dude.
No. Yeah, I was really consumed into.
Remember they made Joe Rogan yellow?
They put the filter on the. Yeah. I was watching a podcast on my phone when that story come up, and I was watching memes on the TV, but I was scrolling through the thing, and I seen that green filter earlier that day.
Memes are more accurate news than the actual news. I'm dead serious. Is that not true, dude? Memes will tell you the most accurate. Where you see a funny ass meme or something, you're like, that's actually true though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit posting and memes is the news.
Shit posting is the news. More credible source than CNN.
They tell the truth.
Seen some good ones, but it's always just once you disconnect, once you stop paying attention to it, you start feeling better about everything.
Dude, imagine you're just some old ass senator from like somewhere, and you just put, "Hey guys," you go on Twitter and you're like, "Hey guys, let's pray for Israel" and all that shit, and some idiot with a funny meme as his profile just says, "At Grok, how much did this person make from APAC?" And it just exposes it. Just imagine being a geezed ass fucking senator, just go, "What the fuck is going on?"
The school teaching the children how to be a homosexual.
Oh my god.
I cried for 15 minutes laughing at that.
Better. That's actual news. It tells the truth too. Because they are trying to make all these kids fucking transgender and gay in school.
I know.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know. Tennessee. I think it was Tennessee. I don't remember the state, but it's recent news.
Why are they trying to feminize dudes?
I know that it was Tennessee that banned gender affirming care finally. Because I think a lot of states are trying to do that right now. What is that? Is that a dirt dauber?
I don't know. Oh, I don't know what that is. Anyway, whatever. Maybe we'll stop messing.
I think a lot of states are moving in the direction of just kind of saying, "Look, this is retarded. This is too much. You're attracting way too much negative attention to yourselves. There's way too much mental instability going on.
Outrage fatigue is what I think what's happening.
Outrage fatigue.
People are fucking tired of like arguing and all
People
this
are
shit.
tired of bitching and
everybody's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Let's just live your life. It ain't that fucking big of a deal. Do whatever you want. I think that's a lot of what's going on right now, which is why all this Israel shit and what they're doing right now, everybody and their mother is just like, stop, dude, fuck you, dude, stop, stop it,
stop.
And all these senators, and then everybody's like, dude, why are you guys just sucking their ass, dude, just wanting to go to war again? And it's what we talked about, the military-industrial complex. At Grok, how much did this person get received from fucking AVAC? Like, hey, your pants are pulled down, retard. And then we would have never have known this, and that like ties our whole point up. Is none of this would have ever happened if we didn't have the internet and AI and shit to just straight up pull their pants down. Because they would have, 15 years ago, they would have just been able to just go, hey, we're going to fucking war with Iran, and the whole country would go, okay.
Yeah, because we're not connected. We don't know what's actually going on.
We didn't have the ability to say
if we didn't have the internet. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
I'm thankful we got that branch of the timeline.
Yeah. It's so funny. And, dude, you know, like Bill Clinton, did you ever think, and Hillary, did you ever think that they were, like, going to get caught for doing all the shit that they did? And now there's just me. She has to like turn her comments off because all the comments are like, why did you kill so many people, dude? Oh, she can't even post on Twitter. Dude, Vance just got banned from fucking Blue Sky, like the left wing.
No
Twitter.
kidding.
He made an account and they just banned him in like an hour.
Nice. Nice. The Clintons did get exposed, so that tells me it was meant to happen.
There are no mistakes. All those memes of Vance are some of the funniest fucking things I've ever
Where they
seen.
put the filters and stuff on him?
Where he's just sitting there like,
Yes.
that's the funniest shit of all time, dude.
Did you listen to his episode on the JRE?
Yeah.
I liked that. It was pretty good.
I think he's just like a bro, kind of.
Yeah.
Remember they were trying to get on him because he was wearing khaki shorts at the Ohio at the national championship game, and he was just drinking a beer. And I'm like, dude, that's just a bro.
He's a normal guy. He's a normal guy, but it is so looked down upon. I mean, hell, that's why people give Fetterman so much shit because
Yeah.
he just wears normal clothes. He's like, look, it's not.
I
you
kind of like
don't-
Fetterman, dude. After he had his
He's got a
stroke
way
and all
about
that
him,
shit,
doesn't he?
I'm like, dude, because
He's a big guy too,
and he's like normal.
yeah.
He's like, dude, but
Him and Vance have a lot in common when it comes to just being
he did tweet pray for Israel, dude.
Like, he did.
Yeah, and I'm like, everybody's like, dude, come on, dude, stop. We see you. Damn, you too.
Yeah, it's like, really? Damn.
Dude, I swear to God, they're like, dude,
There goes.
the way that lady put it is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
What about isolationists?
She was like, look, all we're going to do is just shoot one fucking bunker buster into one thing over there. It's like, lady, if we do
Wouldn't
that,
it be a blessing if somebody gave you a 30,000-pound bunker buster to drop on it?
that's not like just some small thing, dude.
It's not. It's not. And she's just. What do you mean?
It's like, all we're going to do, just a surgical bunker buster. Just. It's like, lady, that's called fucking war, bitch.
That's called dropping a bomb. You dunce.
God. I just go in there.
But because it's minimally invasive, that's why they say surgical. It's minimally invasive. We make a small incision
Have you ever been on
and
Call
we
of Duty
drop
Warzone?
30,000 pounds worth of explosives into it.
It's like blonde-haired lady. Have you ever been on Warzone and it says enemy bunker buster coming in and it just blows the fucking whole room apart and you're in there like
the enemy's in possession of a Moab.
It's like, dude, surgical. Wasn't Hillary Clinton the one that was like talking about nuking somebody? It was one of these people that were like, it's just going to be a surgical nuke, just a couple surgical nukes and like tactical, and it's like,
Yeah, tactical nukes.
bitch, that
They're
nuke.
they're considered the small nukes,
It's like, dude,
like just enough to take out a city.
I
Could you
think
imagine? Like, what the fuck? What do
It's
you
like-
mean a city? That's
It's like I know I'm retarded, mainstream media and all you senators, but I'm not that fucking retarded. Stop.
just fucking stop. Causing problems on purpose.
Dude, we're just gonna wake up. It's just gonna be something else. And
It already is something else.
yeah. Literally, the last cast we did, it was like, oh, Israel fucking started another fucking conflict over there. God, dude.
Why? Why? Oh well, yeah.
Well,
Shit happens.
they are Satanists, dude, and demonic.
You reckon?
Yeah. That dude. Oh, and I found that cast I was telling you about. The dude is called. Fuck. And he has the documentary. Hold on. On like natural law and all this shit. He was in the satanic cult or whatever. Mark Passiow. He left the cult and all that shit. And he was making a joke on War Mode about it too, where he was like, if I wouldn't have left, I would be Senator Passiow by now.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
I found one not too long ago that I already listened to the entire thing. Let's see, where is it? It's on Spotify, of course, because it was just really easy to watch. Where did it go? Well, fuck, never mind, I guess. Thought that I'd be able to get it to you. Now I don't even remember the fucking name of it. Let's see if I can search. Yeah, I know what to do now. It's got a bunch of like biblical conspiracies and stuff in it, like the connections between names and stuff. There it is, Ancient Conspiracies.
You sent me that before.
Did I send you that before? The tribulation and the rapture, the Lamb, the scroll, and the prophecy of Daniel. Letters to the Seven Churches, Part 2. We've got Introduction to the Book of Revelations, Modern Day Paganism and New Age Theologies, the Prophecies of Enoch.
Enoch, I seen that whole thing. Enoch was like Adam's third son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the return of Christ. Like, she goes through the whole Bible and like connects it to like different religions and the translations between their names, and like tells everything, like how it's all connected, and it all manages to come up to the exact same point. Like, she just dives deep into that stuff, and it's actually really good. I enjoyed listening to a lot of the Enoch stuff because she's got like 10 or 15 episodes on Enoch. Why do the Jews reject Jesus? She's got an episode on that. Like, there's all kinds of stuff. Star of David, Judgment Day. Like, there's so much stuff in here that I listen to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, it just blew my mind. That's really good. I'm going to tag her on the YouTube.
That dude, yeah. That dude, Mark Passio, he was on there. He was sitting there. That cast was fucking crazy. Like, all the shit he talks about. And What on Earth is Happening is that dude's website. And all... You just have to listen to it because I can't even explain it. But he used to be... It has to do with, like, natural law and all that shit. And he was just exposing... Not even exposing. He was just straight up telling you, he was like, oh, yeah, he used to be in the satanic cult. Left it, and then is just exposing all their fucking secrets. And you know, occult just means hidden.
Yeah.
Is all that shit means.
Yeah. Well, that...
Hidden knowledge.
Occult. Occult has to start with an O.
Yeah.
Because cult
is
obviously cult.
Yeah, but occult just means hidden
occult,
knowledge.
That's all it means, is hidden.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any negative derogatory. Is it derogatory? It's not considered a derogatory or bad term to be occult.
Yeah.
It just means hidden.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah. But it was one of those words that kind of got changed into, ooh, that's bad. You don't look into occult knowledge. You don't. It got a stigma about it. Because like a lot of people will be like, no, because a lot of people think of like occult knowledge as being like witchcraft, demon shit, pagan, like all this weird stuff. Like, that's occult
Magic
knowledge.
with a K.
Yeah, like magic, you know, myths and conspiracies. Like, that's what people.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this is just stuff that's been lost over the history of mankind. You know, we've only been keeping up with history for obviously the last couple thousand years. So we know that there was stuff here before then. Lauren is convinced that the burning of the Library of Alexandria was mankind's worst atrocity. Because there was a lot of knowledge there that got lost, that just went up in flames. Because it was like the biggest library on the planet at that time, with so much
the
stuff
Dark
in it.
Ages?
The Dark... I don't know.
There was like 2,000
I don't know
years
the
of-
timeline.
Oh, like 1,000 years of history lost or some shit. When did they burn the Library of Alexandria?
That's what I'm Googling right now. 48 before Christ existed. So 48 years before Jesus was born, we lost everything.
Man. But what could have possibly been in there? I wish we could figure out. That always brings me back to like the pyramids and shit. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, that was another one. Didn't they get radio signals from underneath Antarctica?
Yeah, I seen something on that.
I never looked into it, but I seen it and I went,
They
that's
received
interesting.
radio frequency from below the ice.
What the fuck is that?
I'm under the impression that it could have been anything that just happened to work its way down in there and then just kind of reverberate back up out of the ice.
And we were just talking about the pole shift too. That's definitely happening, dude, because this is weird.
Yeah, they're already tracking it. And then you can see I think they started monitoring like real closely back in the 70s when we actually started to develop some of the technology to measure this kind of stuff. So they've just kind of plotted it on a map. I seen the video of it the other day. The North Pole has done like a circle because it used to be in like northern Canada, like in the around the Great Lakes and stuff. That's where the North Pole was. So if you went north of that, the way we view the world now, like north is up here. So if you went up on the Earth, the North Pole would wind up being like behind you. It was so far down, but there was still land we could travel up to up there. And
I think
it's done a big circle like this,
I swear,
and it's going towards Siberia.
through
right
our
now.
life where we live, we're definitely getting closer to the equator.
We're definitely tilting a little bit further. We have to be because every spring and summer is getting wetter and wetter. We've had the wettest year I've ever witnessed. Like,
This is ridiculous.
how much rain we've been
I ain't
getting.
never seen it. We're
It's
in the rainforest for real.
It's the greenest I've ever seen it. It's the most lush. Everything is so
Yeah.
fucking healthy and green and thick, and it's humid as fuck, and it's raining all the time.
Oh my
Something's
God,
changing.
dude. After it stopped, it'll rain for like 1 hour, like while I'm out there working, and after the rain will quit. Clouds will go completely the fuck away.
But it rains hard as hell.
And
White
then-
out.
Straight up sun comes right out.
Yep.
And dude, that motherfucking humidity is retarded. How humid it is, dude. You literally feel sticky. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah, you feel like you can just start swimming. You just walk outside and just start floating
thick.
away, just swimming through it.
Just plugging a dehumidifier outside and just be like, this
We
will help.
were this will help. Set a box fan beside it. Just air circulation. When we were up there in New Johnsonville, we were working in this building trying to get these massive fucking fans. These are like 10-foot fans
Yeah.
that we're trying to get started up. We've been fighting them like 3 hours trying to get them running. Dead air in this building. It's dead air, and it is pouring rain. That's that video I sent you of me just eat,
Yeah.
in that lift. That was that same day, like an hour later. Poured rain, sunshine, and I went, all right, well at least sunshine. Got so muggy in there. Poured rain again.
Oh, and y'all on the construction site, so you're wearing thick pants.
I'm in my pants, my vest, my
yeah,
shirt,
all that
like,
shit. So
and
you
I'm-
can't even get away
and
from
I'm
it.
I'm up in the ceiling.
Dude, do your clothes smell so bad after like a hot day like that?
yeah.
I'm like, dude, I put on deodorant and I try to put on cologne, and I get home, you know, like right if you get home and before you get in the shower or something after you've been outside all day, you literally can smell your pheromones on your clothes. You're like, damn, I have deodorant. I took a shower, got deodorant, and all that shit. You take your shirt off as your shirt's going up and off, like halfway up your shirt, you're like, ooh, that's fucking stink. I was like, I hope nobody else. Dude.
It's ridiculous how wet it has been recently.
My cousin Scotty sent me that thing. This was whenever me and you were talking about it a month ago. We were like, dude, it has to stop raining at some point. And
Right
she
now
had
we're
already-
on 5 days of sunshine. So.
She had already allegedly, dude. It'll
Allegedly.
fucking rain like an hour or two, I guarantee you. But she sent me this thing. We were already like a month ago. Whenever we were talking about it, blew the records out of the water for this year. And
For
it's
the rainfall?
yes, and it's still like here's like the closest, and this was like a month ago. It was like this is where we were like max one time. We're fucking already like way the fuck up here with how
Nice.
much rainfall, and we're probably
We're probably
way-
going to keep going.
Yeah,
Because it's already on the 10-day forecast. It's sunshine for a few days, and then I'm seeing like 30% chances again starting
Yeah.
like middle of next week.
it feels like the beach almost. You know, like whenever you go to the
Just wet air.
like the beach, it rains almost every day, but it'll rain for like an hour, but it rains hard as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like
and then
for like
goes
an hour.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear, so a couple times it's rained here. I swear that was like a tropical storm where like you can't even see in front of your, like if you're driving, you can't fucking see like 2 feet in front of your fucking.
Mhm.
Everybody's got their flashers on just because they're like, I can't fucking
Those
see
ones
shit.
that come up from the Gulf, you know, when they come up around the Gulf and they start hooking across, those are the ones that bring that hot, just damp air with them.
Dude, and the clouds just literally just dump. It feels like just,
Everything all at once.
and then it just goes away. It's like, damn, dude.
Flash flood everything. Fuck off.
That shit will flash flood too, dude.
That
shit-
water starts moving so fast.
Dude. God, it fucks everything up too.
Yeah,
Dude, your brother has
driveway.
probably had to be called in so fucking much.
I don't know if he ever got called in this week. I know he said there were several trees down.
I
around
bet
the
you.
area.
A month ago, his ass was probably fucking getting caught out all the fucking time.
Oh, he got called out a couple
It was like
times. There when we were
raging.
getting like those tornado warnings and stuff.
The winds were retarded. Like how fucking fat, dude. They were knocking shit down every fucking where. I was
Yep.
like, damn. What is going on?
I got weirded out the other day. It was sun shining outside, wasn't even windy, and our power went out for like an hour.
Weird. Just shut it off.
And
Working
then
on something.
I can wake up in the middle of the night, and it's essentially daytime in the bedroom because the lightning hasn't stopped, and the house feels like a parachute trying to take off, and we'll have power all night. And it's like, oh, this is retarded. And I pull up the map, and it's just us. The 1.3 thousand people that are on this one grid, it goes down the most.
My power don't hardly ever go out. I will come home from work some days, like once every now and then, and it'll be like my alarm clock will be flashing, and then you'll turn on your PlayStation or whatever, and it'll
Gotta
say,
reset it.
It'll say, "Don't unplug your PlayStation." It's like, motherfucker, I didn't.
Pause. Gotta pee and check on the dogs. Back again. What are we talking about? Weather?
Yeah, just bullshit.
I'm curious to see how this winter's going to go, though, because I
Fuck
feel
the
like if
winter,
there's
dude.
more moisture in this area, isn't it going to snow more? Like you would think it would be.
It might just not even get
Colder.
cold. What if it don't even get cold?
This last winter we had was really disappointing. Like
It's
we
not-
we got one good snow, though.
Yes, I was off for like 4 fucking days.
We got one good snow. And
Me
I
and you
loved
played
that.
Call of Duty. What was that? We literally just demolished the game on zombies on the new game.
Yeah,
on
that's
Black
when we
Ops
played
6.
Black Ops 6 Zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Broke that. You know, you can't even open that door anymore.
Dude, the way that you can get 2 jet guns and just the magnet, whatever the suit, the mech suits,
Yeah.
it's just, and the rounds go by like that.
God, I don't even remember what that thing was called. Mutant injection.
Mutant
There
injection.
it is.
Yes. And the chopper gunner trying to
I
sprint
had to dig
around,
for it a little bit.
trying to sprint around that fucking outside. While it's like, hey, I got a chopper gunner, but you were sitting there just going like, oh, he got a chopper gunner, but I'm about to be running like a chicken with my fucking head cut off. Those zombies sprint fast as fuck
They
in that
were
game,
fast, especially if you turned on that freaking rage.
dude. Yes. Hilarious.
You know, I deleted it off my console for good.
Wait, Black Ops 7's coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. Set to follow the events of Black Ops 2. Did you watch the trailer?
No. Wait.
At the end of the trailer is, of course, the zombies teaser.
What is it?
Zombies running in fog and bus lights.
Dude, that map sucked ass, dude.
But, and this is what I told Grayson. I said, I'm not interested because Black Ops 6 lost me pretty good. I deleted the application.
Fucking hate that multiplayer so bad, dude.
So it finally lost me. I knew when I got the game, I'm going to Master Prestige. We'll see what happens. So I got Master Prestige, deleted it.
I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but on God, I swear to God, you would be shooting at somebody and your fucking bullets would go straight there. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that game. It
They
was
chalked
fucked up.
that up to server issues. The fact that everybody has a different connection. So your connection's pretty damn good. Somebody else's, not so good.
It's like Payday, dude.
So their information, their location is only updating to the server depending on what their ping is. So fast, and yours is going faster than theirs. So they may be here on your screen, which is actually where they were. Their actual information
That's
for
what
them is a little bit
Skill-based
further ahead.
matchmaking ruined the game, though.
Oh yeah, there's definitely
Because
an
remember
aspect of that.
Black Ops 1 had that setting where you could put remember you could click select and you could put like only connect with people that like the best connection you possibly could.
Prioritize connection.
Yeah, remember you could click the select button on the PS3 and it would bring up like what connection do you want? Anybody, or you could go.
I don't know if Black Ops
Better.
1 had that feature.
They did. It was in zombies because I remember
Really?
because my connection was so bad back whenever internet was like 100 megabytes a second was like the fastest you could get. You were able to click select. It would take longer to find a game, but your connection would be 4 bars for everybody. Yes. I remember that. If they had that set, dude, what? And there was no skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops 1 either.
Yeah, they didn't have algorithms to track how you move and build their bots and build. You know,
It was
because
just
I think that's what a lot of Call of Duty turned into.
Based on connection.
It needs to just be based on connection.
Yes.
That's all it
Taliban
needs to be. Taliban. Oh,
What's fucked up is you could buy. Here's what is like pissing me off. You could buy a game and then you can't even play it unless you're connected to the internet.
yeah, you're not buying
bullshit.
a game. You're buying the right to use it.
That shit.
It's just a license to use it.
That should be illegal. And then GTA 6 is trying to do that shit where the CEO of Rockstar was like, "You need to pay monthly to play our game."
Yeah, fuck that.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
Fuck that.
They're trying to turn everything into a subscription.
Not happening. Not happening.
I'm telling you, it might be the end for video games, dude.
We're getting there. I'm holding out hope for a few of them that are
Yeah.
coming soon.
I'll play GTA 6, but you know they're going to charge like $99.99 for that.
Depending
fucking game.
on its price, will determine if I
I
get
bet
it
you
or
they'll
not.
charge $120.
For like the Ultimate Edition or something.
No, just the base game. I guarantee you.
Yeah, then I will wait until it's either free or goes on some kind of massive sale, which is going to take 5 years.
They made a retarded amount of money on GTA 5.
And still are. It's their number one performing game for microtransactions.
Yeah,
They're making a shitload of money on the game.
yeah.
For the the hardcore people that are still there, still buying the new content that comes out. I play that game once every 2 years. I'll load in, drive all my cars around the map, turn it off, delete it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't play that game. I just liked the cars that I had, and sometimes it's nice to just get on there and do the drive.
Around the entire
Just
map.
drive your car around the entire map, listening
Yeah.
to the radio. Cool as shit. Go fast. Cool. Go get the truck. Drive the truck. Cool. Go get a faster car. Do that. Delete.
Yeah.
Go play Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't really hold me. I know I played a lot of like heists and stuff. I had a business, but I had to be playing like somebody.
Yeah.
I played a little bit with you, played a little bit with Grayson. I think I played with Garrett maybe once or twice. Once he finally got allowed to play that, I guess.
Yeah.
And but it's been years. I haven't touched it. It's
Minecraft
just
is a
gone.
solid game, dude.
Been on my console since 2013. All 3 consoles had Minecraft on it all the time, and it's never been deleted.
Did you notice the PS3 version of Minecraft? Whenever we had that, I didn't even know this, but the worlds were so small. Did you know they were only like?
They're like only as big as the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it started. And then I remember in PS4 we got like much bigger. And then I think towards like the end of PS4's lifespan, they were essentially unlimited.
Yeah.
And then now I think they are.
Yeah.
I seen a conspiracy though about Minecraft saying how big the world is, and they're like, it's actually round because these actually orbit. And if you'll just look at the moon or the sun and just follow that line for an ungodly amount of time, eventually you're going to start going around.
There's a border.
Is there a border? I've never been to the end. I've never tried that. And I was like, I know what I'm
It would take
just going to put a rubber band on my controller and just let it go.
It would take so long. You
Like
could
in a
get-
creative world, like put a big tower up. That way I can mark a location and just...
There's a border. It's the Minecraft worlds are 30 million by 30 million. And
Jeez.
that's with the overworld, the nether, and the end. They're all 30 million by 30 million.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. And the little border at the
See, I
end.
didn't know
It's
that.
like it's like a I watched a bunch of those like 2B2T videos. The
And
fastest
I
way to
actually
get
found the end of it.
the best way to do it is to just go into the nether, because you know the nether's like every block's 8 blocks in the overworld, and just go as far as you fucking can in the nether, build an obsidian portal, pop out, and you're at the fucking end of the
Just a ridiculous amount of coordinates away.
yeah.
Good game. Good game.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch Black Ops 7 not too close. I'm watching the new Battlefield pretty close. There's some new Destiny content coming out. I'm watching that.
I'm gonna have to fucking dude. My PS5 is literally just sitting there, and I have not played none. I wish they wouldn't have ruined Warzone, dude. That was my favorite shit.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, it's better now, but if I got into it, I'd be so rusty.
It's like Modern Warfare 19 Warzone.
Oh.
That's what they made, because they brought Verdansk back, the map from MW19.
Yeah.
They
And
brought that back.
A bunch of old guns I seen.
And changed the game, essentially, Warzone. Changed it back to look like Modern Warfare 19. The gun animations are Modern Warfare 19. The hit markers, the yellow text when you kill somebody. Like, the MW19 guns are all in it. Like, it's Modern Warfare 19, essentially.
Yeah.
Just runs a little smoother. And it's got all that integrated. You can use all the guns from, everything.
Sick.
I guess, allegedly. I loaded in that one day. That one day I seen a video of a guy playing it. And it looked like it was Modern Warfare 19. I was like, that's Modern Warfare 19. And I looked at the video, and it was one day ago, new Warzone. I was like, what? So I loaded up Warzone, spawned in, and I was like, my God, this is Modern Warfare 19. So I killed one guy, all the sounds and everything from Modern Warfare 19. I was like, okay, I guess. That was the only time I played it. And I immediately sent you the clip of it. I was like, look, they went back to their old game. That was the last time we talked about it.
Dude. Whenever I go to Florida, I'm investigating NASA. And my dad was the one that was telling me, because I was telling you about it. He was like, yeah, he went whenever he was a kid, because we're real close to Cape Canaveral at Cocoa Beach. And he was like, dude, that shit's fucking aluminum foil.
I think it's just meant to be a prop. Or is it like a replica?
No, they claim that's the actual one that went.
How'd we get it back? What is it? Just a lander?
It's the probe. Yeah. They're like, that's the actual one where Neil Armstrong was in.
The shuttle?
Yeah. At NASA.
What the fuck? It's just aluminum foil?
That's what he said. I'm like, I'm guaranteed. See, I don't know if we went to the fucking moon or not, dude. I just don't know.
This has come up several times. We've had this conversation a couple of times.
Is Bigfoot real? He has a vlog now.
Just took a shit in the hiker's tent.
I saw that one where he was like, that one clip where it was like, oh yeah, I went out with this girl, and turns out she pulled out a fucking dick that was bigger than mine.
It was bigger than mine.
And he was just running.
This is not okay. How did this happen again?
God damn it, dude.
I don't know. Grayson and I listened to 4 hours worth of Bigfoot stories that were allegedly real on the way home from New Johnsonville. Some of them were pretty good, pretty convincing, but I've always been like, I don't know, because I've never seen anything about Bigfoot ever.
And I listened to that book on Carl Jung talking about synchronicities. I tried to crush the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
And about the end, I got like 2 hours in, and I was like, okay, this is enough. Because he started talking about, he was trying to explain some shit about star signs and the moon and all of this shit that were all these marriages or whatever. It's like, look, all these people fucking shit matches up, because synchronicities are hard as fuck.
He started preaching rock magic.
They're hard as fuck to explain, and he
tried rock and stars.
He tried his very best to explain them and all that shit, and I was like, okay. The first chapter is good. The second chapter, I was like, okay, that's enough. Because he was trying to explain the ones that he's seen.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, I'm here. That's a little up here.
Yeah, he was talking about all these numbers and calculations and all this shit of trying to explain about oh, this is the 1 in billions and billions and billions. This is the only way this can. I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pay attention to my life without having to do math.
Yeah, I was like, I don't need to hear all that.
I don't know what all that is.
Oh, the law of attraction, synchronicities, and all that shit. That's true. And another
all
thing
of that just literally gets boiled down to your state of mind.
Yeah, in
the
your
state
mind,
of your mind,
your higher self.
Yes,
the thing that you build in your head, that what you want to be, your subconscious will do your actions for
what you're
you.
Striving for, and you have to stay focused on that.
Yes.
You can't let that go away, because the moment you stop focusing on it, that's when everything just kind of goes stale and nothing's happening in your life.
Yes.
You have to stay focused on that, and you will do the things that you need to do.
Because your subconscious will just drive you there. You won't know, like your higher self or whatever, like that you're creating in your head. You're like, okay, I want this. Like your vision or whatever. Your subconscious just goes, okay, is that what we want? Okay, this is what we're going to do. And it just drives you to that shit. That's like your higher self. I love all that shit, dude. And then they say synchronicities are connected to it.
This is what I think of when I think about this, and I think about your subconscious driving you, and you're ultimately going in one
I'm
direction.
going to shut this fucking window.
Yeah?
Yeah, because that is a mosquito thing. Dude, they love me.
Welcome to the Holler. Matthew, asking.
Get that.
Get what?
That mosquito.
Oh, shit.
It's right. Wait. Jesus Christ. Got it.
Water all in the roadcast.
Oh, shit. I'm just not going to touch it. Okay. Hopefully nothing happened. Hello? We're good.
Oh, we're still here.
We're good. There's water everywhere. Pause.
All right. We've returned from our flood.
The biblical floods.
But no, going back to what we were talking about, when you're focusing and you know what you want and you can see how you want to be, it's right there in front of you. And you're almost going to be taken in that path rather than actually trying to drive yourself that way. And this always pops up in my head when I think about that. Ask and it shall be given you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth. And I really like that. That's from Matthew. Because that essentially explains every bit of that.
Yeah.
Ask and you'll get it.
And it makes sense. You know, whenever you sit or like drink or take mushrooms or something and you're sitting there, I just think about the future. I'm like, dude, so that's what I want. And it's just like the sickest fucking future of all time. And I just sit there hammered thinking about it, listening to music. And I'm like, okay. And then it's literally just taking, you actually got to do this shit though. Because speaking of even just doing a
But
cast,
you have to do it from a certain state of mind.
Yeah. It took us forever to even start this because we talked about it for like, 6 months? And I had
6
all the
months
shit
to a year,
at
yeah.
my house, and I was like, you actually got to fucking do it.
Yeah. Like
Instead of just
you can't
sit
just,
here and procrastinate and think about it. You actually just got to do it.
you're not going to receive the handout.
Yeah.
You're not going to receive the handout.
Yeah.
You actually got to put a little effort in and actually do what it is that you see.
Yeah.
But you get little assists, I guess, on the way. You get little things, little events happen to you, and you're like, oh, that helped.
Like the synchronicities and shit.
Yeah,
If you're
little
thinking
things that
about
you pay
something,
attention to
you're
that
like,
help
I'm
you.
on the right thing.
That help you, and you look at situations that just worked out really well for you, and you start to learn how to appreciate those, and you start paying attention to the things that actually help you in your journey, and you just learn how to appreciate when those come along, because it's like, oh, that makes my life a little bit easier. I'm still aiming, I'm still going, but now I have all these things that have compounded over the years that have helped me get here.
Yeah.
And there are things that I can't explain, situations that worked out really well, things that have helped me develop my train of thought, what I'm focused on, where I'm going. And you get to learn how to appreciate that stuff. It's huge. And that's what you got to pay attention to.
You also get prestiged out of nowhere, too.
Prestiged. Yeah, sometimes we just reset entirely.
Yeah. You got one of your big prestiges was whenever you got Lauren pregnant, because you got prestige there, dude.
I was a young, dumb, stupid kid who was selfish and
You got set back. You were level 50. Yeah, but before that, you were level 55, had all your guns gold, and technically in real life, you were good to go. And then as soon as you heard
I had
that
a
news,
job. I was making decent grades. We were out. Well, no, we had already graduated.
dude, but
Yeah, we had
it
already
makes
graduated.
sense too because you were level 55, all your guns gold. In
I was
real
cruising.
life, you were good. You were
Was
like, okay,
cruising.
I'm gonna work here, go get my shit, and then you got that news, and it was like prestige. You're back to Iron Sights level
Back
1.
to level 1.
Literally, dude, that shit is literally real life, dude. Prestiging. Dude, I swear you get reset to
We're
level
just going
1.
to shake everything up, and you got to start doing this.
Yeah. That was like after fucking Savannah broke up with me. Literally, it was a prestige. Because we were talking about doing this cast the whole time I was with her and all that shit. And I was like, got broken up with. I was reset back to Iron Sights. Like, oh shit, here we are again.
Yeah, sometimes it throws you a curveball.
Hilarious. I'm wondering what the next prestige is going to be, dude. I'm telling you. I'm ready for it this time.
Are you?
When you make plans, God
will laugh.
It's like, oh, God's probably up there like, oh, you think you're strong, motherfucker? You think you're ready for this next one? You don't even see it coming yet, dude. You don't even see it coming.
Oh,
And I'm going to go, Jesse, he got me again.
got
dude.
you again.
Damn it, I'm back to level 1.
I hope I don't get reset with anything.
Spade on war mode. Or Spud.
Space.
He fucking got prestige, dude. I'd be pissed if somebody came up 5 months after. So they're pregnant for 5 months, and it was like a fling or whatever. And they came
Yeah,
up,
he had a one night stand and wound up getting her pregnant.
wasn't even like a
It's
one night
5
like,
months.
like it wasn't a one night stand particularly, but it was like
Seen her for a little bit.
like a situationship type deal, and just hits you up after 5 months and just says, "Hey, I'm pregnant by the way, and it's yours." I'd be like, "What? You wait 5 months, dude?
No kidding.
What the fuck?"
No kidding. I know nothing about the situation or the context of the situation. I just hope that it's, good for him. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, hope she's not crazy. Have fun.
Oh, he said he can't even hang out with her for more than like 24 hours. It was just like a thing, like a situationship. He fucked himself, dude.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
He'll figure it out.
He was sitting on there. He was like, "Yeah, I could just blow my head off." No, God. That's what Billy was like, dude.
I
Dude,
hate
you're.
when people just say that, even if it's satire and they're joking. It's like, no.
Yeah, Billy was like, "Dude, quit being a pussy, dude. You're good. You just prestige, dude.
Yeah.
You're back to Iron Sights right now."
Not even that. I mean, hell, it could be something that he never knew he actually wanted. You never know. You
Yeah.
never know. He may get into it and it'd be fucking great.
Hilarious, dude.
See where it goes.
God.
There was a lady at the
And I
hotel we were
seen
staying at that was pregnant.
What was hilarious, I was listening to those books on synchronicities and all that shit. And I'm just driving down the interstate after work and just look over to my left and just see Denisha just coming back down. And I see she fucking looked at me. I was like, I was just, okay, synchronicity. There you are. Hilarious.
Put her right in front of you, didn't it?
That's awesome. At this point, dude, those microdose gummies help so much. To just look at the shit like that and just laugh and just be like, dude, holy shit.
Oh, I got a lava lamp.
I seen that.
Technically, it's not mine. It is the youngin's.
What? It looked like a speaker. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it's got a speaker on the front of it. I got a good video of the lava actually working last night. And I come in here today. Yeah. It's cool as shit. Lights up and moves. I had always wanted one when I was a kid. And then Rose come home with that one. And I thought, oh, you should let Daddy have that. You should let Daddy have that. And I was, subliminal images. You should let Daddy have that.
Yeah.
And she went, how about we take turns? Like, you get it, I get it, you get it, I get it, you get it, I get it. And I went, you should let Daddy have that. So I waited for her to go to bed. And I went in there and I grabbed it out of the box and I looked at Lauren and I said, I'm going to go plug this up. I got to see what it does. So I come in here and plugged it up. And I sat there just like expecting it to just immediately start doing something.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. I've never owned one of these before in my life. Let me Google how they work. Like, what do they need? What do they do?
Yeah.
So I Googled it, and it's like, yeah, you got to let them sit for like 3 hours because that's wax in there. It's like, yeah, you got to let it sit there and get hot for like 3 hours before it'll actually start doing its thing. So I come in here this morning because I was like, I want that to be going when we do our episode. I want that to be going. So I come in here and plugged it up. It had been like 5 hours because I plugged it up like 8 this morning, and it was still just sitting right there.
Is it plugged in?
No, right now it's not. I turned it off. Because it was like 12 o'clock, like you were almost here, and it was still just sitting there. I was like, oh, that's really just dull for it to just be sitting there and not melted yet. I was like, why do you take so long?
Yeah.
Because it did it last night. I come in here and watched a new movie called The Accountant 2.
Dude, I heard about that.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Enjoyed it. You got to watch the first one to understand it, though. Ben Affleck. Yeah, Ben Affleck and John Berthenol. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Watched that. It's a couple hours long. And once it was over, I had stopped paying attention to that damn lava lamp. Once it was over, I turned the TV off and I just seen that lava. And I just got mesmerized by it.
I remember that first one. Where he's
Did you watch it?
Yeah. But he like helps those farmers out.
Yeah, we got a great pond of fishing. I don't fish. I shoot. And then he's out there with that Barrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Dude. Life is fucking hilarious.
It's nuts. Everything's crazy right now.
God.
If you're paying attention to it. If you're consumed by it, everything's crazy right now.
It's not even crazy.
You just got to take a step back.
Man, I love looking at this shit. No, I'm talking about real life, too.
I'm not addicted. I'm monitoring the situation. I'm not addicted. I'm monitoring the situation.
Dude, back to like the Civil War. Do you ever think of like previous wars and you're like, dude, I wonder if the propaganda was like. So I guess you, for like the Civil War, you would have to what? Receive your newspaper and then get pissed?
I guess.
And then just be like, I'm going down there.
I think if you go that far back, like especially like the Revolution and the Civil War, those were fought over genuine issues.
Paul Revere was the news, dude. The British are coming. He'd ride down a horse.
I think those were just hot times where war was considered. Everybody was just trying to get land at that point.
Yeah.
Land and rights and money, like they just make their own life. Get them to stop. Just you're taxing everything. It's ridiculous. And then there's genuine issues. It's like, all right, states' rights.
It's kind of like right now.
Nuts.
It's like they're taking my money and your money, our tax money that we spend our time.
Did you see that picture where it was like
we spend our time to make this money, and then they take it and just drop like fucking white phosphorus on people on like both sides.
Yeah. What the fuck? Did you see that picture where it was like missiles coming from two different parts of?
Yes.
And it said my tax dollars, somehow also my tax dollars.
Dude, that shit is. Dude, why would they? Our time is like our lifeblood. And they take our money from that and just kill people with it.
Time is not a renewable resource.
God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
We got to do something about this. This whole revolution
AI's
thing,
going to do it for us.
Dude.
AI's going to do it for us. Watch the next 10 years.
Honestly, you think there's going to be another revolution? I think it's coming.
No. No, if there is, it would be small, inconvenient, maybe. It may be pretty big. It may be in just one state. Something kind of pops off real quick and then ends because going back to our previous statement about everybody just trying to say, chill the fuck out. This has got to end. Like, you may have a couple of radical little cells of the country just pop. And then, oh my God, there's people dying. There's hundreds of people. And then it's just going to fizzle back out because the rest of us are going to be like, look, this is ridiculous. This has got to stop. This is now the shit y'all been bitching about is going on in these other countries. Now it's going on here. You've brought it home. You've brought it home. Congratulations. Now you're warring in the streets of, New York or California. There's radicalists, whatever, warring over something. And then if the government gets involved, now it's the government versus whoever's there.
Yeah.
Because I think, say you got left and right fighting in the streets. If the government shows up,
I don't think it's going to be left versus right.
no.
I
don't
think it's
that's
gonna
necessarily the word that I'm looking for.
I honestly think
It's just the easiest blanket term to
I think it's going to be people that are like, yo, we're done with this whole left-right propaganda, all this bullshit. Stop. And then I wonder if they're going to be like, well, you got to do it. I think a revolution would for real happen if we did go to another world war and they tried to draft a bunch of people. I think that's
been a hot topic.
That would fucking piss so many people off. They would turn on the government immediately. Everybody would.
Yeah, they would have a very big case of, what is it, malicious? No. Malicious compliance, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, we might listen to them.
Like what they were doing in Ukraine where they're like grabbing people. See, this is why, and especially like, it's a perfect example of like why the Second Amendment is perfect for here. It's like they could do that shit to people in like Ukraine, like literally grab people off the streets and throw them in a van. That'd be too tough here because if you do that here, some dude's just gonna pull out his fucking Glock and just be like, "Fuck
everybody,
you, dude."
everybody who knows they don't want this shit, they're gonna be opening their front doors with they're armed.
Yeah, and just be like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here."
So I mean, that would ultimately lead to whoever's coming to the house being armed and expecting hostile intent.
So we would be in a civil war at the same time a fucking war somewhere else.
That's kind of like genocide adjacent. Your government's not actively pulling the trigger on you unless you decide to fire on them. Now they're killing people in their own homes. And if you don't fire on them and they're dragging you out of your house, sending you over here to fight this war, that makes them no fucking different than the country they're sending you to fight.
Exactly.
There's no difference. That makes them the exact same people. You're expendable.
There would be huge revolution in America. Dude, we can't go to war.
We can't.
We
because
can't. It's not going to work.
If they're going to try and pull us into this shit, they're going to have to get violent in order to put bodies on the field.
It's not going to work, dude. And not here. It'll work. All these other countries, it'll work for because they don't have guns. Like how it worked with COVID.
Or the mentality. They may have the mentality in some aspects.
Dude, yeah, because we come from the people that literally got on a boat and just rode over here and just said, yo, fuck you, we're gone. That's in our genes.
And then over time,
literally
it starts getting corroded away.
Literally told the Europeans, fuck you,
Until
we're
we just
not
get on a
doing it.
boat and go to Iceland.
There's nowhere else to go.
Iceland.
That is a good statement. We're the last place. There's nowhere else to go, dude.
We were the last ones to come in and start something.
Is that why all those people from other countries, they were like podcasters and shit that go on Joe Rogan, they're like, yo, if y'all fall to this like whole tyranny, the government has your thumb down on your shit, it's over. They got you.
Yeah.
Like, this is the last place.
The rest of it is easy. These countries that have been like so neutral, you never hear anything about them.
They've been trying to take away people's guns for how fucking long?
They want to, but
it can't.
They already
done.
dropped the ball on that one.
And then you notice what happens in these. Like, COVID was a perfect example of that. You know, and like they were arresting people in Australia for going to a walk in the park.
COVID was just a psyop,
and it worked. Yeah, but it showed you that these other countries that don't have the Second Amendment, the government can fucking hold their thumb on you and be like, you can't go nowhere.
You can't do shit.
Here, there's nothing they can fucking do. I went to fucking Panama City Beach in 2020, dude.
Well, yes, but the difference is it affected a lot of people, businesses.
Yeah.
Because they had so many regulations. It still affected us, just not on the grand scale.
Like, who was it? A lot of the left-leaning states, you know, like the small mom and pop businesses, they got fried in like California and all that shit because they wouldn't stand here. Everything was like open.
Yeah, everything around here kept doing its thing. That's the difference in location. That's the difference of state governments. That's the difference in local governments. Things that, the decency and morality surrounding your
And also the people being
community.
like, hey, y'all better not try what they're doing because we're not doing that.
Mm.
Yeah, literally, dude.
That's,
Florida, dude, DeSantis was perfect with it. He was like, now we're just open.
yeah. Yeah. This is not that big a deal. I mean, everybody was a little scared for a couple of months.
The first 2 weeks, I was like, what's going on?
It was real quick. Everybody just kind of started saying, once the whole 2 weeks to flatten the curve thing got turned into a meme, that's when everybody went, we know what this is. Fuck off.
We opened up quick, too.
Yeah, we were back up and running
I was
pretty quick.
fucking so pissed, dude. I battled people wearing a mask all the time. Everywhere I would go, I would never wear a mask. And I would literally force the employees that worked there that were assholes to be like, oh, I would go to places and be like, I don't have a mask. I would make it hard for them on purpose just because it pissed me off so bad. I walked out of a fucking McDonald's because they were like, there's 10 people standing in a motherfucking McDonald's. I walk into a McDonald's whenever I was doing gutters because I just wanted a fucking McDonald's. Mm-hmm. The lady was like, you can't order unless you have, it was an old ass bitch with her mask on below her nose. She's like, you can't order unless you have a mask on. And I was like, I don't have one. And they're like, well, we don't have one for you either. And I was like, well, okay, fuck you, dude. And I just left. That shit pissed me off so fucking bad.
I got forced to wear one when I was working at TVA.
Would you quit your job if they would have if your job told you have to get vaccinated?
Yeah, I would have quit.
Yeah,
I would have quit. And I think they all knew that we can't force this. Granted, I don't think we had more than 100 employees because it was required for any business that had over 100 employees.
Really?
That's what it. A lot of people did not force it, but that's what they were like pushing. Is like anybody that's got 100 employees or more, you got to get.
And a lot of people quit.
It's required. A lot of people quit their jobs. A lot of managers started losing a lot of money in grants and stuff like that because they weren't accepting it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to force their employees to do that. It's not up to you.
Yeah, and a lot of people that run businesses like that were probably like, dude, I just had like half my staff just leave.
Yeah, you can't push that kind. You can't push a medical experiment on people.
Yeah,
because that was the first ever mRNA vaccine that had come out. We'd never used this technology before.
Dude, I heard something else too. It affects your DNA too.
Yes, it is a gene.
They tried to call that shit a conspiracy like 2 or 3 years ago. They were like, it does not affect your DNA. And then I just heard something the other day. It was like that lady that was on Rogan. I finished that cast.
Yeah,
she was like, it does affect your DNA. This shot does.
He had the guy that has the patents on the mRNA vaccines. The
and
guy that made it.
And then they were talking about they tried to take that dude down.
They tried to tell everybody that
he's
that
like,
is false information. That is false information. That is not what happens with this vaccine. And he's over here like, motherfucker, I made the thing. Yes, I know what it does.
What the fuck?
And they were like, that's when the term malinformation came out. Information that is true but is inconvenient for the federal government. Malinformation. That's a new term because it was disinformation and misinformation. Disinformation was true. Misinformation was true to an extent, but was used to guide your opinion in a certain direction. It's altered. Malinformation is information that is true and factual, but is inconvenient to the federal government and their agenda.
Dude, I hate them so
they
just
flagged everything about him with malinformation. This is true, but it's just inconvenient for us.
Yeah.
Like they stuck their nose up to it, and he's like...
Meanwhile, our president at that time was just on television, just shitting his pants on live TV.
Yeah.
And then, you remember that one? I remember Jones was...
I've got intelligence sources telling me Joe Biden just sits in the White House and just shits in his pants.
Dude, the one where Jones literally had the picture of... You remember the fake Biden? The one that was like 6'6"?
Yes.
He was literally with a pen just like, dude, what the fuck is going on here?
That body double was not
there was a
anywhere
conspiracy.
close.
Trump said the other day, too, he was like, I think Joe Biden died in 2020, and that was just a fuck... I don't even know if that's the real Joe. Trump posted a meme about it himself.
Nice.
I was like...
There was a lot of attention paid to that, because everybody always went to the freaking earlobes.
Yeah.
Everybody said, look at the earlobes.
Allegedly,
they're different like every 3 weeks.
he got a facelift, like to where they pull your fucking skin back.
Snip it up a little bit and kind of, because your earlobes are connected. You can't just pull that skin up like
He has a
that.
plate in his skull too, doesn't he?
I have no idea.
Yeah, he got brain. He had like brain cancer.
He's not my grandfather. I don't know what he has.
Man, the more I look at this shit, the more I'm like, dude, holy shit! It's just one big motherfucking show.
Yeah, it's all a game. It's just like a big game of like Price is Right.
Dude, they've gotten their pants pulled down so hard over the past like literally 2 weeks. I think it's over. I don't think they can do anything anymore because of the internet.
You really can't, because it's like you're going to come out and you're going to try and twist this story. Yeah, it could almost.
If Elon didn't buy Twitter, which is the main one, this would have never fucking worked.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're a politician right now, you could come out and say something and it could be true. It could be true and factual and
This
right.
next election, I'm fucking.
We're still just going to go.
I'm pretty interested to see what are they going to do.
I
Because
don't
this
know.
next one,
This next one's going to be nuts.
dude, this next one's going to be like.
JD has to run, though. That's kind of like.
He's almost perfect for it because he's like, okay, I know how to navigate these waters, kind of.
Yeah. Like that's how I see it. Is he's going to step up. He's going to do it.
Because he has to kind of chill. He's going to be like, okay, I can't say much, can't say much.
He's going to get elected, and he's going to make Tucker his vice president.
No, like Tucker ain't going to get involved in that shit.
We'll see.
What is the Democrat Party going to do, though?
They're going to throw Kamala back again.
No fucking way,
They're
dude.
going to throw
can't-
Kamala back again.
You can't do that.
Or Stacey Abrams.
Gavin Newsom. But he's kind
I
of
didn't think
already
about him.
been shit on.
Yeah, he's exposed already. I mean, he's essentially the laughing stock.
Who is it going to be, dude?
They're going to try and throw Kamala back. That's the only person they have.
But
that,
she's hated by everybody.
I know, but she's the only person they have that anybody even knows their
Here's
name.
what's going to be funny, too, like during the debates. If you don't go up there and speak plain, literally like internet slang, kind of, like plain, be like, hey, I'm really real, not like a politician. You're going to get dominated.
if you hand me a scripted speech,
Yeah, you're going to lose immediately.
yeah, you can't.
If you go up there and you're basically like how JD acts like right now, like a bro, you could probably pull it off. But if you go up there with the whole politician, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're going to lose
Yeah.
so bad. Dude.
Yeah, because we can see real quick you're not real. You're not real.
The Sauron eye is turned on them so hard. Literally, the eye of Sauron, it feels like it's just turned on them. And it's like, we see you now. Literally, dude.
It'll all get sorted out.
It's so funny.
It'll all get sorted out. But when is it?
2028.
2028.
It'll be in 2027, November 5th.
Dude, I get to run in 2036.
We might be able to pull this off, dude.
I get to run in 2036.
Dude, we got a decade to blow this cast up.
We got 11 years.
I'll be your Steve Bannon, dude. I'll run the whole fucking operation.
Yeah.
I'll run the propaganda arm of the Hayes presidency.
The Hayes
run.
administration. And I'll just go up to the podium and walk away. Don't say a thing.
You say, sir,
The situation, we're monitoring the situation.
sir, are we going to send money to all these other countries to, are we going to send all of our tax money to all these other countries to fucking just bomb and kill people on both sides? And just be like, no.
I would be like, let the people decide.
And then everybody
Massive vote.
That's good.
Massive vote.
That's straight up democracy right
Do
there.
we send bombs to this country and have a polling day for it?
It'd be no. The whole country would be like, no.
Because if you make it a day, voting day, you got to let you guys off work to go vote. Plan it out. Make it a voting day. Or like have it to where you can say, all right, we're going to take a vote on this issue on this day. Tell the nation, this day's voting day for this issue. Or are we going to do it? Now, there's a lot of issues at hand. So damn near every day would turn into voting day. You probably couldn't do it. You're going to get overwhelmed. You can't do
Just
that.
do a poll on Twitter.
But with big issues like that, not everybody uses Twitter.
But what happens whenever the dudes in the black suits from the military-industrial complex come in and say, you have to do this, we're going to blow your head off?
Well, that's when I have Grayson as my head of security. And all I have to do is let him off the chain.
JFK tried that, dude. His head exploded.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to be riding in a convertible.
Yeah.
I would never leave the damn White House. Unless it was like going to like meet. No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, you want to talk to me? You come to my office.
Yeah.
You come to my office.
Well, you'd have to go talk to everybody.
If you have a problem with me,
that'd be
discuss
such
it.
a busy job, dude.
Oh, yeah. Are you fucking kidding me?
You'd have to be flying
You get
everywhere.
like 4 years, 4 hours of sleep a day. If that. It's a constant.
Not if you're Joe. You just get to
Well, yeah.
just chill.
But if you're going to do it right and be engaged and actually do the fucking job, because it's a shitty job.
Yeah.
It's a shitty job. But if you're there to do it, you've been picked. Now you are the people's servant.
Yeah.
That's what you should be doing.
Well, the president, the word just means you just preside.
Yeah, you represent.
Yeah.
You represent.
Oh.
And it's just been
We're literally just
contorted into this image of we're going to start making the decisions.
Yeah.
We are the government, and they're
'Cause
going to
our-
strain and try to take that role.
It was set up. You're supposed to preside for the people, and Congress is supposed to send all the bills to you, and whether you're the one that has to sign off on it.
Yes. It has to pass the House, has to pass the Senate, and come to your desk. You let your representatives of, because your representatives is the biggest.
Dude, Andrew Jackson might have been the biggest beast of all time. He literally had the one where it was like, like the Fed, where like the prints all the money and all that shit.
Yeah.
That shit went to the House and the Senate, and it came onto his desk, and Andrew Jackson did not like the banks, and he was like, "No, I ain't signing it. Get rid of that."
Veto.
It just tanked the economy, dude. And he was like, "What, dude? Fuck the banks."
Veto. Throw it in the trash.
Dude, just tanking the economy is hilarious. Just to be like, I don't like the fucking banks, dude. That's awesome, dude. That's the most beast shit of all time.
I feel like at that point in that era, it was a little easier for the president to actually have an impact based on his decisions.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, they still have an impact primarily around, socioeconomic issues.
Money-related Trump
stuff.
sees this shit. He
has to.
that.
Well, no, see, I contradicted myself. I said
because
earlier.
he's I ain't heard much from him right now, because I think he's trying to get the feel right now, because he likes being like popular and like
Liked.
the right one. He likes being liked.
Isn't his approval rating like right now?
He hasn't said much. Every time he says something about we're going to send stuff to Israel, dude, everybody gets. I think he's sitting here silent, kind of like right now, like, oh shit,
Monitoring.
They're turning, like the people. America's fucking turning on me.
The water's
dude.
boiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sees that shit where everybody's like, dude, fucking stop this. We voted you in to stop
To
this.
end this and, come in and Donald Trump this thing.
And to be like, hey, we're not doing this whole. We're sending all of our tax dollars to just drop fucking bombs on innocent civilians and
We
children.
voted for you in the hopes of you're going to take your gloves off, but you put bigger gloves on.
I thought
He come in softer on this one.
I know you'd think he'd be on a path to just be like, hey, fuck everybody. America's isolationist, especially after he got shot in the fucking head.
Yeah, you would think that he would have a lot more visceral energy
Makes
to
you think, dude.
deal with these things.
You think he might be on the? Do you think they got the tapes?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. I just know that for 4 years he was fucking hounded by everybody, and that's got to do something.
And then
to
they
a
just
man.
dropped the damn bioweapon on it at the end to try to get him out. What the fuck, dude?
I don't know. It's just a big movie.
It's awesome.
It's just a big movie, and it's like, oh wow, that's pretty. That sucks. All right, I'm done watching this for now. And then you go live your life for a year and a half and tune back in.
Now, and that makes me think
Nothing's changed.
we talk about all this shit right now, And then we were talking about like a week ago. Imagine you're into all this shit right now, and then you just fly up to the moon and look at the blue fucking marble for the moon.
Look at the ball.
You're probably like, really?
Yeah. Well, wouldn't that be
All that
some shit?
All that shit's going on down there.
If we could just teleport everybody up to the moon and say, look, there we are. That's where we live.
Guys, chill the fuck out.
Look, yeah. There ain't shit out here.
It's just us.
It's just us. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen. Not
Dude.
gonna happen.
But they say the Antichrist is the one that makes peace in the Middle East.
Well, ain't nobody doing that right now.
That's too tough, dude.
Ain't nobody doing that right now.
Have you heard of that story about that woman that's currently in a coma or dead, but like they're keeping her on life support because she has a baby growing in her? That's a necromancer, dude.
No, I've not seen anything.
There's a woman. There's a story going on right now. It's odd. She's dead, but they're keeping her
like brain dead.
no, like dead. Like they're keeping her like alive. Like she's not coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so she's brain dead.
But they're making her body work, and there's just a baby in there
Ew.
growing, and they're gonna
Now,
probably.
where
just
is this
cut it
coming
out.
from? Where'd you hear this?
It was just a story that was going on
Yeah.
right now, and I was like, dude, what
Let's
the
see.
fuck?
I gotta see something about that.
That's a fucking necromancer, dude. Imagine having to tell that kid, "Oh yeah, you were born, and your mother was dead, like dead." Dude, what? That's ain't that what a necromancer is?
Oh no, that's a different post. That's bringing somebody back from the dead, isn't it? Well, I only have the world's smallest computer.
That dude's
right?
gonna fucking live a weird life, dude or daughter. Whenever they have to tell him, "Oh yeah, you were grown in a dead person."
Someone who practices necromancy, which is the art of communicating with or raising the dead.
Yes, that child is a necromancer,
Necromancy is sometimes associated with foretelling the truth through communication with
a
the
vampire.
dead. Huh. Yeah. So
Have you
that's-
ever
That's what
went?
that is.
You know all those Freemason things, the Freemason like lodges around here.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to one?
No.
I've
I've only met one my whole life. A Freemason.
And you see the tags on the back of people's car. They got that shit.
Yeah. Oh, you can buy that. My dad bought a camper and it's got Freemason symbols all over it. That's just like a freaking graphic design now. It's so common.
I seen one person that had a ring.
Yeah. I only met one guy that had a ring. Which, I mean, you could buy your own ring. I don't even know if he was a true Freemason, but, I mean, you can buy a Freemason ring. It's not like this occult-like thing. But
Yeah.
in order to get into it, you have to be invited. You have to meet real ones. Just, I guess,
What
on
if you
a
just
whim.
walk in there?
I have no fucking idea. They probably wouldn't even let you in. It's still considered a secret society. Originally, the Templar Knights. Or
Just
the Knights Templar.
become a 33rd degree Mason, dude.
I would. But, I mean, I would love to do that. Even if there was nothing to it.
You find yourself at the Bohemian Grove. in
Even
like
if there
5
was
years.
nothing to it. Because there's like so much history and stories and stuff that has surrounded the Freemasons. And
lot of 'em
the
are
Knights
fucking
Templar and Oak
presidents and
Island
shit.
and all this stuff. Like, there's just so much cool history that I have loved.
Yeah.
I've loved it. I mean,
The Knights Templar, that was
the founding fathers.
Yeah.
Hell, most of them were Freemasons.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I love that shit. But I've never, to my knowledge, I don't know if that guy was a real one or not. So to my knowledge, I don't know if I've ever actually met a Freemason.
True.
Certainly never been invited to the lodge.
They're always in random weird ass spots.
Mm.
That's odd. And I've always heard terrible things like Illuminati and all that shit about them.
Really?
Yeah, dude, like 33rd degree Masons, they sleep in coffins, all that shit.
I've not heard any of that.
I think that's, and they try
I mean, that may be the modern, that may be what they're doing these days. I don't know.
what was it? George Bush's dad, senior, He was the whole Freemason thing at like a Yale. They like stole Geronimo's skull and all that shit. Hilarious.
So yeah, they may not be the Freemasons that I'm thinking. The lore that I'm thinking of, because I like the old stuff.
Yeah.
I like the old stuff, like Benjamin Franklin and the Washingtons and all that stuff around that time period.
Did you see that Benjamin Franklin thing? They found like a bunch of dead bodies in his basement.
Yeah.
Because I guess they were trying to practice biology.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
They went and grave robbed shit.
Yeah.
and was trying to figure. I wonder if they were just sitting there just going like, we got to figure out how this thing fucking works.
Well, I mean, Germans were doing it too. Everybody was doing it.
Yeah.
The Germans did it in World War II.
Zombies has a lot to do with that shit.
Experimentation.
Because wasn't Zetsubo no Shima, that was like an actual thing during World War II.
Yeah, that was a Japanese research facility.
And on an island where they done like wild, evil ass tests on fucking people.
Yeah, that was based on I think they changed the name a little bit, but it was based on and inspired by this actual story that went on the Japanese research. Fucked up shit. Putting chemicals in people just to see what it does. Oh my! Cutting people open just to see what it looks like.
Tokyo's a tree.
Putting it, let's see what this dose of this does to a person. And just giving people schizophrenic breaks, breaking their mind, making people crazy. Lobotomies. Like, I can't believe that lobotomy used to be practiced. We're going to put a stick in your brain, swirl it around, make hot soup in the middle of it, and see if that fixes you.
And then have you seen the people that they talk to after they done that?
Mm-mm. I mean, I've watched a couple of documentaries and stuff about it.
Don't they get the fucking hammer and pow and fucking do that shit?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You can go in, I think they did it through the eye socket, and then they did some right up your nose.
Oh my God.
And go behind your eye and get up in there and puncture, I forget which part of the brain that it is, but it's like in the center and down kind of low, like right in here. And it's responsible for your behavior, your mood, and all this. So they're looking at a crazy person that's just...
And then they're just...
like, all right, we're going to take that part of your brain and just make some hot soup with it and pull this stick back out and see what happens. Yeah. You either died or you just went. And that's it.
God.
You no longer have anything. No feelings, no emotions, no drive, no thoughts, probably. I would assume you have very little thoughts. You just become
brain dead.
Yeah, but you're still conscious, I guess. You're just kind of there. I don't know if it ever worked. Well, let's see. Let's look it up.
I don't think it worked.
Pull that shit up.
And don't they say fluoride
Calcifies the pineal gland.
Yeah. Dude, what's in the Vatican, though?
About 25% of patients showed significant improvement after lobotomy. 1 in 4. 1 in 4 worked.
I don't trust that science, dude. I wouldn't let nobody do that shit to me.
You kidding? If you're a sane person, no.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're worried that spiders are coming out of your toenails, then
schizophrenia is a crazy fucking thing.
Yeah.
I was always worried about that shit because it's like it hits you if you're a dude. They say it usually hits if you're like 18, 19, or like 25, in between 25 and 30. It'll hit you. Women, they say it'll hit them at like 50.
Schizophrenia.
Yes. Or like whenever they're young. That'd be so weird. I wonder what happens. Your brain just fucking breaks.
Yeah. I mean, you essentially get to the point where you just start hallucinating things.
That's ridiculous.
Pull it up. What is
schizophrenia? Oh, and then there was that one story where that one dude killed his mom because he thought she was a demon or something.
Thought his mom was a demon?
Yeah, and he killed her. Schizophrenic break, dude.
A disorder that affects a person's ability to think, feel, and behave clearly. So, what about symptoms? Do we have, like, symptoms? maintaining employment, performance, cognitive functional challenges, disordered thinking, memory and attention, reduced motivation, impaired executive function, social withdrawal, different emotional blunting. You just kind of go nuts.
There's that one famous dude recently. I don't know if he's famous. He was like a UFC fighter or something. They were talking about it on Rogan. His brain broke, and he thought that his entire family has now been replaced with like fake, like new.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. That's what got us onto the Truman Show.
This one just happened. This dude just broke.
Really?
Yeah. He was like a UFC fighter or something. He just thought now all of a sudden he thought his family was like fucking been like replaced by a new one.
Yeah.
Man, it's so weird trying
It's
to figure
a
out how the
weird-
brain works.
Oh,
how does it fucking work, dude?
You can cascade down an endless tunnel of research trying to figure out what does what, how it gets affected by external factors,
Dude, the older I
how
get,
your
the more
diet can help it, everything.
the more I realize, the older I get, the more I realize how little we know
We know
about
nothing.
every fucking thing.
There's a shitload of science out there that I have just dived into, just looking for any shred of knowledge that makes sense and like genuinely gives me a response to, you know what, I'm glad I know that.
And another interesting one I'm into is dreams. I was like, why do we dream? I always love those casts.
I
about
liked
that.
dreams a little bit. For a while, I researched it. You know, the chemical reactions behind dreams, like what goes on,
Ain't it
what your brain
DMT?
actually doing. Yeah, it's endogenous DMT is what produces.
So
your
basically,
dreams.
every night we go to bed, if you dream you're having a fucking DMT trip.
experience, yes, but it's endogenous, meaning your immune system knows how to process it in a certain way, like you're programmed to have it. It's if it was raw, you would get machine elves essentially, because that's the raw product of DMT. Ours is kind of filtered, self-filtered, because it comes out of your lungs and I think your kidneys.
You could take something to not filter, right?
That's the that ayahuasca is DMT. I forget what plant it grows in. But ayahuasca is a mixture of roots from one tree and the DMT. And there's like some kind of blocker in that, because if you just eat it, nothing happens. If you eat it, because I think you have to be inhaled. You can inhale it. It's like 15 minutes. You go out to the end of the universe, something like that. I've listened to Joe talk about it. I've never done this, by the way. Just listening to like stories of people having these experiences. And it's like 15 minutes. You go out. A lot of the time, something's talking to you. 9 times. Well, no, I'm not going to say 9 times. 10 times out of 10 times from all the stories that I've heard.
Interdimensional.
Interdimensional beings of some sort. A lot of people refer to them as machine elves or jesters as a really common one. And essentially, you just have an ego death and come back. It's 15 minutes. That's DMT inhaled. Ayahuasca, which you can go down to Mexico and take. They've got like centers down there that like do this shit legit. There's like
Tom
centers
Segura
down there.
told a story about that shit.
Yeah.
Where he was like, he just took it like on a whim, like before he went to bed, because he didn't know like what these chocolates he got. Like somebody gave him.
He
some.
got like DMT chocolates. Because didn't he go to that facility in Mexico?
He got like ayahuasca chocolates from somebody. Ate like 2 of them. Tried to go to bed. It was up till like 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, I work too much. I need to be around my family more. Like, had like all of a sudden started having,
it's a journey.
Started having like a fucking
from everybody that I've ever
breakdown.
That's probably like an ayahuasca microdose.
And he was just having like a breakdown. Like, oh, what the fuck?
Because I've listened to the stories of people going down there and they're like, they've got these big, really nice, like medical grade facilities. Everybody's real chill. And you go in there, and as a group, like you sit down as a group and have an ayahuasca experience. And there's like people that walk around and they know how to like guide you through it. And then some people have mental breaks, but they always wind up like Ron White.
He's the one where they said they had to tie that woman up.
Ron White went down there and did that experience. And he said it was great, like one of the best things he's ever done.
And he quit drinking.
Yeah, he quit
after
drinking.
that.
Yeah, he quit. He gave everything up. He quit drinking. But he went down there and he said there was a lady down there that went batshit crazy, just wild.
And he goes,
They had to tie her up.
what it was. I know what it was, but I can't say.
She had some demons.
Yeah.
Is what he said. She's got some demons. But he said when
Next morning he seen her, he was like, she was
the happiest person there.
Yeah.
she had finally overcome whatever it was that was keeping her locked up.
Yeah. Weird
shit, and we produce that shit naturally, and that creates your dreams.
Ain't it in like almost everything? Like it's in the acacia bush, right? The burning bush.
The acacia bush. Yeah.
Dude, what if he just inhaled that? That's a great theory right there. Where if he just inhaled like the burning bush, he inhaled it, and he's seen like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Basically seen God and was like, whoa.
God made the acacia bush.
He knew what it was going to be doing, but it makes sense. What was it, panspermia or some shit? Where they thought a bunch of these religions came from. It rained, these mushrooms would grow, they'd eat them, and they thought it was God coming upon the earth and being like, hey, eat these, and it'll show you this is what you actually need to fucking do.
I think what it is
because that's what, dude, mushrooms straight up fucking do that
our
shit.
Our brain is a chemical. You know, a lot of everything that we have when it comes to the way it reacts with things, it's all chemical. So it's like, I think it just puts your brain on a certain frequency and allows him to have a little bit more access to you. Like, hey, how's it going? What's up? Here I am. So it just turns your brain to that frequency. From all the stories that I've heard of people like having these experiences, it always goes to God.
Yeah.
Always, every single time. Every single time. You always come out of it, even if it's a bad experience.
Yeah.
You always come out of it more spiritual.
You notice like people that are like atheists, if they do some shit like that, after they take that, they're like, something bigger's going on.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm questioning everything I believe in right now. So it's
something,
like the people that are fighting it, they always come out going, and
then you talk to them and you just go, welcome.
This is making some sense. And then it's like the people that have all these issues and they're bogging themselves down. They're stressing themselves out. They're depressed. You know, they're just fighting this constant ring in their body all the time. They go do something like that. It's like, everything's great. Everything's got figured out. Go. It's like, yeah, see?
And shit like that is where you take that shit and you're just sitting there just going, something bigger is going on, dude. I don't believe that we came from a little dot and the shit just a big bang. Wasn't that? That's not true.
No.
That does not give off the truth frequency, dude. It does not, dude.
Well, you seen that thing I tagged you in about the guy who holds the world record highest IQ?
I'll beat that dude's ass.
That says,
I will beat his ass.
Jesus is the way. He's like, that's the right. The Bible is perfect.
I'll beat that dude's ass. I hate that dude.
Why?
I just looked at him and I just went, dude, no.
Oh, you got to think. If you're that intelligent, he has spent his life in a classroom, in laboratories, and all that. Like he is not worried about going out and lifting rocks.
Japanese people are retarded.
It's our fault if they are.
If he's so smart, I know. If he's so smart, I know we fucking nuked them and now they have little anime shows.
It was your nonchalant, I know.
We fucked them up, dude. We bombed the fuck out of them and just said, and they're not
twice.
And now they're just like, oh.
You know.
Oh. Fucking hilarious, dude.
It's a shit show. All the way around. But if you can just stay in your lane, it's good.
Your higher self, dude. The truth frequency, the truth vibration.
Focus. Just ignore it. I have a hard time ignoring it. I'm not perfect. I preach things. I'm like, if you'll just do it this way,
I can't.
And then I can't. Look, I'm not even doing it. So it makes me a hypocrite.
I try to ignore it too, but goddamn,
I try so hard to ignore the world and focus on like my religion, my spirituality, the way I feel. I want to do this because that's when I feel the best. That's when everything's working out for me.
I just love looking into it because I look at it now. For some reason, I'm like, holy shit, it's all fake. I love looking at it and just being like, God damn it.
I think what gets me hooked into it is I just scroll and I see something that's just fucking crazy. Like some headline, some story, somebody's done this, I'm just like, not surprised. Not surprised.
This one recently is so fun. It's my favorite stuff that they're all just getting their fucking pants pulled down basically and exposed.
Exposed.
That dude immediately compiled all the senators left and right.
Fired.
Compiled all of their tweets that said pray for Israel and just put it in a screenshot, dude. I love seeing shit like that.
Oh yeah. I loved that one when they first started doing it. They started playing all the news clips of everybody saying the exact same thing.
I woke up this morning and just immediately seen that Fox News clip of that lady trying to just propagandize everybody into, we're sending a surgical bunker buster.
A surgical bunker buster.
Oh, it looks like you're using my tax dollars well.
It's only 30,000 pounds, $1.8 million to make.
Man, I work all week. Y'all take my $200 and just go, you know what? We're just going to murder some more fucking people with it.
Yeah. And don't even ask if it's what you want.
God damn it. And
We'll
then-
get there.
Then if you're a president and you're like, we're not doing this no more, they just blow your head off and put somebody else in there that'll fucking do it. Hey man, since you want to splinter the CIA into a million pieces and you want to just give all the peacetime military,
You want to be normal? Huh? Is that it? You want to be normal?
getting this convertible Cadillac real quick and let's go to Dallas.
We're going to put your original car under maintenance.
Oh, my head got split in half. Damn it. And then the dude that just comes in is like, yeah, we're going to stay in Vietnam. Kennedy was trying to pull all the troops out of Vietnam and
We shouldn't have been there in the first place.
be peaceful. And yeah, because that was the whole psyop about, didn't they like blow up some ship that
No, I think, wasn't it like one bullet? They got shot at by like one bullet.
and then and it wasn't even them that shot at them. It was like, we're just going to
It was us.
propagandize.
And it was us. We found some locals and we're like, hey, here's $500. Shoot at that thing.
Yeah.
And then we went, oh, God, yeah, fuck yeah. All right, hey, they're shooting at us. Fortunate
Meanwhile-
Son starts playing.
Meanwhile, the CEO of Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, and all that Boeing just go, here comes the money, 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 money.
It fucking sucks. And it's all right out there in the open. You just look at it and you're like, God, that's happening. I did see that plane they're trying to build, though.
What is it?
It's a fucking, like, Sky City. It is an aircraft carrier. It's got jets in it. And they just, doof, and can deploy jets. And the jets can land on top of it. And it's fucking nuts.
Like that Avengers?
It was a
fucking-
Lockheed Martin. Yeah. That, essentially. But it looks like a plane. It's fucking, because I showed like the video. It had like a 747, like your typical big passenger plane. Wasn't even like the size of the cockpit on this thing. And it just,
Have you seen Texas Instruments? It's like, we make calculators, but we also make.
yeah, or GE. We make washing machines. We also make the cannon that's in the Warthogs.
God damn.
Things that spin. And that's probably how they justify it. We just make things that spin. Doesn't matter what they do with it.
Hey, man, the government, your tax dollars are just paying for
That's
all
huge for those CEOs, dude, to land that government contract and just be like, here we go. Just make the worst
this. They have
atrocities
to work
known
together
to man.
with like the CIA and
Are you
our
kidding?
government.
How do you think the R&D and new technologies get to these companies?
They have to work together with them to just be like, hey, y'all go start something and make it look like we're defending
Yeah,
ourselves.
you're
and
gonna have-
we're gonna make a shitload of money doing it.
Extremely intelligent. Where all the good engineers are, the government's
Then
already...
they say, look, and we'll get the mainstream media to do it too, to promote it for us.
Yeah.
Dude, it's all right out there in the open, dude.
No.
They hate this, dude.
And we just live out our days looking at it, going,
Damn, dude. I work, spend my time working, and then they just take our money, Jesse.
it's compounding karma. It's going to take a while.
Dude, I'm serious. These people are demonic Satanists, dude.
It's going to take a while, but it's going to come back and bite them in the ass.
Yeah.
Now, we might get bit too. We might have some issues when they finally get their karma. It's going to shake the pot, shake the bowl,
Fuck them, dude.
but we'll see.
They're such pussies. Why can't we just get a normal fucking politician that just says, we're not doing it? It's never going to work.
Because the people that think that way have no interest in getting involved in politics. It's
True.
the people that want that power, that want to be, they want that. They want the money. They want the power. They want the fame. They want to make a difference. They want to make, and then it just slowly erodes and turns into this. You just turn into a machine, just a puppet.
That dude sold us out for a sandwich.
$9.55.
Homosexual.
Homosexual and a transgender. I said that to my dad too. I screen recorded it and sent it. He just said like haha, like a bunch.
God.